Everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It is Tuesday, December 11th. Hope you're holding strong in this bear market. I have some very positive news for you guys. Now, it's a lot, so please bear with me. Definitely watch to the end of the video because there's a lot of good stuff here. And as I've stated before, we have to watch what the big money is doing. We have to look at the facts. If you're only looking at price, you're missing what's happening in the market. You're not viewing the market holistically. And we're seeing a lot of major players are setting up services. And I have a lot to share with you. We got some big names here. Now, before I go further, this is not financial or investment advice. I want to start off with Ripple first because there's some big news around Ripple. This was actually released late last night after I made my video yesterday. But let's jump into it. Coinone Transfer offers South Korea's first blockchain-powered remittance service, and obviously they're going to be using RippleNet here to power this. So essentially, this month, Coinone Transfer, a payments business and subsidiary of Coinone, introduced South Korea's first blockchain-powered remittance mobile app and web service called Cross, offering faster, lower payments to Thailand and Philippines. So we got multiple countries. Ripple is positioning themselves globally, Europe, Middle East, Asia, South Pacific countries, obviously North America and even South America, guys. They are doing some big things here. So they go into the details, and they also said here, with plans to aggressively expand across the region over the coming months, Coinone Transfer quickly rolled out the service through new financial institutions using RippleNet. Connections formed with Siam Commercial Bank in Thailand and the Philippines. So we got some other Ripple partners. Siam Commercial Bank is a Ripple partner. So now these banks will be able to connect with each other more seamlessly than they are currently, because Ripple's technology is superior, obviously bringing a solution to a problem that currently exists. And they talk about, the amount of immigrant workers that live in South Korea and those wanting to, the growing demand in the South Korean market. 2 million immigrant workers living in South Korea, more than 3.4% of the population, and 17 billion in remittance last year alone. Now, obviously, that's a lot of money, but remember, they're going after the whole market. So there's trillions of dollars that potentially could be moved on the XRP ledger as xRapid is leveraged, but also R3, which is leveraging our XRP as well. So they are addressing a real need of speeding up payments, migrant workers, people overseas sending money back home, but also the businesses, right, wanting to send money. So this is going to improve the way transactions and people are able to send money. Obviously, it's going to improve the lives of people and of course for businesses to transact faster. So definitely big win here for Ripple. Now, they don't mention anything specifically about xCurrent, xRapid, or xVia. But as we've talked about before, if you've been subscribed, Ripple has rebranded its product suite of xVia, xRapid, and xCurrent as RippleNet. So you will not, most likely in these cases, you won't even hear about, they're going to use this product. Because as Ashish Burla himself did that whiteboard, the whole payment process can start in xVia. xRapid is in the middle of it, doing the bridge of XRP being the bridge currency. Then it finishes out in xCurrent. So this whole thing is integrated now. And don't get me wrong, there are going to be specific companies and financial institutions and payment service providers that are going to use xRapid specifically. Some are going to use xCurrent, but they can also seamlessly, with the multi-hop feature, use xRapid. So Ripple is smart in the way they've integrated this and rebranding it as RippleNet. Also, keep in mind, the recent update to xCurrent allows for seamless integration with xRapid. So this is all coming together for Ripple. We just have to be patient as XRP holders. But this is this is nothing else in the market compares to what Ripple is doing here with XRP. And then you also just saw R3 is going to be using XRP now. So Ripple, is going to have really a dominance in the market, and XRP is going to be the new technology, guys. It's going to get rid of Swift eventually, and that's why I'm so bullish on XRP. All right, moving ahead because we have a lot to cover. Ripple's European official speaks about XRP and the use cases of xVia and xRapid. So Ripple continues, and this is from today, by the way, the 11th. Ripple continues to go out there and market what's going on and what they're trying to do with XRP. And I like to share these things with you because it comes directly from the horse's mouth. So it says, speaking at the recently concluded Impact FinTech 2018 conference, Ross DRC, the sales director of Europe Ripple, spoke about Ripple's mission and vision and what Brad Garlinghouse-led company aims to do in the future. And here are some quotes, guys. Ripple creates utility for XRP while Ripple applies blockchain technology to better the concept of cross-border payments. We are laser focused on building liquidity and taking care of the end beneficiary, and that's where xVia and xRapid come into play. As I just said, they are all integrated now. A payment can start in xVia, be processed via xRapid, and then come out the other end as xCurrent. You guys have seen my video about Ashish Barla. Go watch that video. It's on, I think, YouTube now, on Ripple's YouTube page. It clearly breaks it down how this whole thing's going to work and how XRP is going to be used. So don't listen to the fudsters who even may say, oh, they didn't mention anything about xRapid or XRP. Yeah, if you really did your homework and research how this all works together, you would understand that XRP can definitely be used within the process of the RippleNet concept. But like I said, I'm realistic. Not every bank that works with Ripple will use xRapid or XRP. That's common sense, right? But we don't need every bank. What we do need is those specific corridors that where currencies are different and people sending money back home and it's a high volume. That's what we need. Because some banks, don't necessarily do fully a lot of cross-border business. So the ones that do, that's the ones we want. So they are definitely trying to push XRP here. And now, moving ahead, shout out to Jerry V. Hall. I'm not sure who the guy is, but he tweeted at the TDA Ameritrade Network, which is the new network that was built out by TD Ameritrade. If you may have seen the videos they did yesterday called Crypto What's Next, he tweeted at them saying, I have an account with TD and love it. I want to thank you for the network excellent content. I look forward to using TD Ameritrade to trade digital asset like XRP. Any word on when I can accept to do so? They responded straight from the horse's mouth. Glad you're enjoying our content. We're still exploring the XRP space. Stay tuned for more information. Our team is working hard to make things like this happen. It's on its way. So TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, ErisX, they will list XRP. XRP is the number 2 crypto in the market with a massive use case. Now, a lot of these guys, you'll notice, from the onset, they talk about Bitcoin. Why? Bitcoin has the branding. You say Bitcoin, in public or ask people in public, you do like a poll. Who here has heard of Bitcoin? The majority, you'll probably get 95 to 98% of people saying, yeah, I've heard about Bitcoin. Who is here has heard of XRP? You probably wouldn't get 50%. It's because people are very familiar with Bitcoin. It's the brand. It's what people associate with crypto, right? But as marketing as the market grows and as these companies start marketing and as Ripple itself continues to do marketing and it gets adoption, you will hear more about XRP. People will become more educated. So this is big sign. Of course they're looking to it. They would be idiotic not to. And the idiots like Coinbase are still just trying to play stupid. Like, I don't know, we should list it. We're going to list all these other 30 coins. Don't get me started on Coinbase. Now, shout out to Leonidas. He found this. Costs.io. I haven't heard about them before. An exchange platform based in Singapore has launched version 1.2 of its exchange. XRP has not only been added, but it also seems to be added as a base currency. More exchanges are listing XRP as a base currency, putting it with fiat pairing. This is a great sign. More stuff from Leonidas here. NewX exchange is using XRP as a base currency for some time now, so they've been doing it. But however, it had only included one pair so far, but recently it added 6 more. So great sign. I love it. XRP is faster, cheaper, more scalable to use than Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin. So providing the people in the market with a faster, superior technology. And this is a major use case for Bitcoin because a lot of its volume comes from being a base currency, people using it for trading. So if XRP is there and it's faster and cheaper to use, I believe people will go to this, and especially when the market picks up. Remember what the hell happened to Bitcoin last year? Slow as hell. Could have taken 4 hours to do a transaction, and the fees were ridiculous. XRP, you don't have that problem. So good sign here. We're seeing continued listing and integration. The Ferrum Network, a fast interconnectivity network for decentralized cross-chain financial applications, will be supporting XRP in its wallet exchange and will be using it as an intermediary cryptocurrency. So continued adoption here. Now, I got a lot of news, so I have to move ahead. Samsung. I told you I had some big names here, guys. Samsung is reportedly developing a cryptocurrency wallet. And if Samsung is doing that, Apple is also working on that. You know how this works. Competition. No one wants to get left behind. Samsung is developing a cryptocurrency wallet app that may launch with its currently unreleased Galaxy S10 device. According to news site Sam Mobile, Samsung's app will have 2 parts. One, a cold wallet for storing cryptocurrency and private keys, and a hot wallet for crypto transactions. Names for the apps have not been finalized. Furthermore, Sam Mobile reports the Samsung's app will enable users to import existing wallets from other services like MetaMask and Trust Wallet. The wallet should initially support Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and other ERC20 tokens. So they're going to start off with that, but expect more, of course. They're going to test the waters with this, and they're going to start with the... I'm surprised they didn't include XRP, but eventually they will because the demand will increase. But guys, Samsung, even in this bear market with prices tanking, why? These people are not looking... They don't have tunnel vision. They're not looking at the short term. They're looking at the long term, the bigger picture. This is a new asset class, new technology, disruptive technology. It is here to stay. And I hope you are here to stay as well, because this is an opportunity of a lifetime, very much like the dot-com boom in the 90s, where we had, of course, big players come out of there, your Amazons, your eBays, your Googles, and so forth. So I absolutely believe that. And if I've stated before, if we weren't seeing news like this, if we weren't seeing moves being made by companies and people actually putting money, millions, making acquisitions, building out services, if they weren't doing this and all we had was the speculation and the price moving, I would be worried. Full transparency. But I'm not just looking at the price. I'm looking at what the big money is doing. Because remember, I always say they're here to make money. This is not a hobby for them. This is not something they're just doing on the fly. Oh yeah, I'm just going to throw 20 million, 30 million at this price. No, they are looking for a return on an investment. They are here to get in early to make money. Now moving ahead, Mike Dudas, he wrote the article. He's a writer for The Block. The Winklevoss twins, and he calls them the Winklevis. Those guys who own a lot of Bitcoin and also own the cryptocurrency exchange Gemini, has launched a mobile app for crypto investing. This is a very significant under-the-radar company that is now going more aggressively after consumers. Now, if you recall, I think it was a couple months ago, they got approval for insurance. So they are quietly doing some big things, guys, and this is big. I have a Gemini account. I have not used it. They are kind of on the same boat with Coinbase and being silly and not listing other coins, but I think they eventually will. The market's going to grow and they're going to get left behind. They're going to lose market share. So the full article is here, but Gemini's new mobile app is on Android and iOS devices. Gemini mobile users will be able to trade 5 cryptocurrencies listed on its exchange. In addition, a new basket product called Cryptoverse. So big move here, guys, and it includes Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Zcash. So like I said, they're on the same plan as Coinbase, and they need to get their act together. But man, I have to say, the Winklevoss twins, they're doing some big things, and they have a lot of money, of course. I think you guys know the history there with Facebook and all that. Weiss Ratings just tweeted this today. It's finally happening. On Thursday, 2 new bills will be introduced by the U.S. Congress addressing fraud and price manipulation, as well as methods for the U.S. to remain relevant on a global crypto and blockchain scene. Watch out, Tether. A lot of manipulation was happening with Tether. So remember, I talked to you guys about this, I think maybe last week, where I highlighted the U.S. congressmen, and they were getting bipartisan support. This is both Democrats and Republicans are in agreement to introduce these bills to protect consumers, reduce manipulation, and not to hold back the U.S. because they are already way behind than other countries. And we're seeing like Ohio accepting Bitcoin for tax payments and a lot of big things. I think the lobbying that's been happening, where Ripple and its SAIV coalition lobbying, paying people in XRP. Also, there's other groups. If you recall, Congressman Warren Davidson of Ohio invited all the crypto companies to come out and give testimonies and talk about crypto and what's needed. So remember, I've been talking about this, right, guys, where this is how it works. This is how politics work. I think now the congressmen and on both sides, they're getting money. They're getting introduced to what's happening here, and they're pushing these bills. And I like this. This is a great sign. I live in the U.S. obviously, and I've been waiting for stuff like this because once they put out clear regulations and they make things law and they put the rules in, then the market can really move forward, because there's a lot of the holdup, guys, is honestly because there's not enough clarity, and that involves the SEC, CFTC, and so forth. But big news here. So let's see. Thursday, I'll keep an eye on this, and let's see. I don't expect it to be passed like Thursday or Friday, but let's see what's the progression here and what's the outcome and the next steps, and I'll definitely let you guys know. But this is definitely a move in the right direction. Moving ahead, crypto's global, so I want to make sure I share these things with you guys because countries do compete with each other and sometimes they work with each other. No one wants to get left behind. Blockchain-friendly UK lawmaker calls for crypto tax payments. Eddie Hughes, a member of the UK Parliament, has proposed allowing taxes and more to be paid with cryptocurrencies. We saw Ohio, in a state in the United States, just did that, right? Saying, hey, you can pay your taxes with Bitcoin. So I'm not going to go through everything here because of time. I don't want to make this video ridiculously long. But we're getting the government officials on board. They see the value. They're getting lobbied. And they're now looking at, people can pay their taxes in crypto. That is a great adoption. And that would be great because if governments accepting crypto payments, that takes the legitimacy of this market to the next level, guys, because it starts from government and of course businesses and so forth would follow. Also here out of the UK crypto exchanges pose low money laundering risk, says global watchdog. Now it's obviously UK, but it is a good sign because when we hear news like this, it can have once again that trickle down effect to other countries. So cryptocurrency exchanges in the UK present a low risk from money laundering and terrorist financing activities, according to a report published last week by the Financial Action Task Force, a global anti-money laundering policymaker. The report states that while such activities are an emerging risk, there is not enough evidence yet to suggest they are occurring through crypto exchanges. So they're obviously looking at crypto. And that's why I said I'm staying away from privacy coins. I don't hate them or anything, but I know the government's going to come after it. I would love to own some Monero, but I'm not doing that because there's such a risk there. And they're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on Dash, Monero, and all of that because they want to know where the money is going. But this is a good sign and good news. I'll take any positive news I can right now. Now, speaking of U.S. government, the CFTC wants to learn more about Ethereum. I thought this was weird because they released, if I'm not mistaken, I reported on it. Vitalik even retweeted it. They released a report on smart contracts and they talked about Ethereum. But I guess this is just some sort of, I don't know, they're trying to get a sentiment or something. It's kind of weird, but the CFTC wants to learn more about Ethereum, its technology, and the markets that have built up around it. In a request for input published Tuesday, the regulator explains that it is looking for public feedback on different questions about Ethereum, ranging from its technology to how it's used. Respondents have 60 days from the RFI's publication in Federal Register to submit answers, either via email, mail, or hand delivery. So, I've said it before. I'm obviously most bullish on XRP, but I believe Ethereum will be a big winner. And don't let the price, what's happening right now, fool you. I've personally spoken to a lot of people, especially when I went to Vegas at World Crypto Con, who are there's big things planned for Ethereum. And I think the bottoming out that we're seeing right now for Ethereum, it's really bad for Ethereum, but it's to shake out all those BS ICOs. In order for Ethereum to become more legit, it has to shake off all of these random ERC20 BS coins, right? And all these fake ICOs that are built on it, because it is, I shared the news with you guys where it has been used by governments and banks, and there's big things planned for Ethereum. So I'm definitely bullish on Ethereum. It's part of my portfolio. So just letting you guys know about that. Finally, the last item here, there's a lot of stuff. Remember what I said, mainstream marketing is coming in 2019 about crypto. You're going to start seeing it on TV, print, billboards, online, of course. Well, Coinfield just here said on CTV News, now this is in Canada, of course, on national CTV News starting December 7th, they have a little thing here. Is brought to you in part by Coinfield. Like, you know, this is sponsored by Coinfield, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to start seeing stuff like this. And if you recall, on CNBC Fast Money, we had that little banner appearing on the regular TV show. I think it was Galaxy Digital, I think, was doing it. But you're going to start seeing cryptocurrency exchanges and even these big companies like Fidelity, TD Ameritrade market their services for investing in crypto. So it's coming. It's coming, guys. We just got to be patient. And you, like I said, you have to have that holistic view of this market. I think people enter into crypto and is like, man, I want to get rich, invest. 6 months later, where's my money? But we've moved past that. We're maturing. And this is now going to be one of those things where the infrastructure is being built out. It's going to take utility. And I think Ripple is leading that as far as utility with XRP. And, you know, I think big things are coming. We have the big names getting in. We have, I mean, news like Samsung building cryptocurrency wallet on their phone. Man, that's huge news. And of course, like I said, if they're doing that, Apple ain't far behind. They're not going to be left behind, guys. So what do you think about this news? It's a lot here, but it's all positive, and I hope it gives you confidence to keep holding, because we are really the early birds, the pioneers, the early adopters here in this new asset class, and it's certainly here to stay. We see the governments are getting on board, releasing regulations. I wish the U.S. could move faster and we can get this thing going, but patience, right? I had to listen to my own advice here. Patience, got to have patience. But the writing's on the wall. When I see the moves being made, the money, the millions are being dumped, even in this really ridiculous bear market, with his blood on the streets here, capitulation, moves still being made. These people are not even focused on the price right now. They're just doing their thing, building, getting everything set up. So guys, what do you think about this? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Please help share my channel with your friends and family if they want to learn about cryptocurrency. You know how my approach here, factual, logical, no over speculation. And thank you guys for your support. And as mentioned before, this is not financial or investment advice, and I'll talk to you all later.